Hello there YouTube, and today what we're going to be making is a very simple shrimp or Pleco Cave. What you'll need is some PVC pipe, varying thicknesses depending on what you require, some silicone, Aquarium Safe silicone. You've got to make sure of that, else it could kill your fish, as it did with mine once before, because I was naive. Hacksaw, best tool of the job, and finally some sandpaper. Now I use between 60 and 150 grit sandpaper, simply because that's what I had at hand. So what you're first going to want to do is get your PVC pipe and cut it to the desired length that you require. So for me it's about 5 to 6 inches long. Obviously don't do what I do, don't cut it on a carpet, because you will cut into the carpet with a hacksaw, as I did. Try and cut it on a hard surface or over the edge of the surface. So there's the first piece of pipe. Now what I done was I have a thinner piece of pipe and then 2 thicker bits beneath it. And what I done was I used a smaller piece to measure up on the thicker piece of pipe, just so that I can get them at roughly the same length. As you just saw, yes, I did slightly cut to the carpet. Whoopsie. So then what I done was I took that piece of pipe, used it to measure up on the pipe again, but unfortunately I cut at a slight angle. So at the shortest length, I used that to cut the next piece of PVC pipe, so they're roughly all the same size. So now what we're doing is we're sanding down the pieces of pipe, starting with the ends first in a circular motion, just to get as much of the little bits left gone. And what I also done was around the outside lip is I sanded that down as well, just to make it a little bit nicer on it if any of my fish lay on it. Then what you'll do is you'll have to repeat this for each pipe in turn until it's got to your desired finish. Now for me, I'm not a perfectionist, so I will leave little bits behind for the time being, because it's only shrimp that are going to be using these. And of course, whenever you're doing a piece of work like this, best thing to have at hand is a cup of tea, or coffee, whichever you prefer, but a cup of tea for me. Some other fish that might enjoy these caves, for example, is a dwarf rainbow snakehead. I've got one of those, little girl. It's Corydoras, yo-yo loach, or Pakistani loach, depends what you want to call them. Obviously, bristlenose plex when they're small enough. Some dwarf rainbow fish when they're small enough. Sucking loach, flying foxes, different types of barbs. What you'll then want to do is to get the sandpaper and sand the inside diameter of the pipe at the lip, simply because when you cut through it, there's going to be little bits stuck on the inside that you can't get to in sanding flat, unless you sand a lot. Obviously, like I said, not a perfectionist, so just run through this quickly for you. So once you've reached your desired finish, obviously check it out just to make sure there's no bits left that you want to get rid of. And what we want to do is take another piece of sandpaper, in my case because I wrecked the first piece, and sand the outside of a pipe, just in case there's any writing on the PVC pipe like you do get with some pipe, or if you use permanent marker to mark it. Yeah, or in another case, like I'm going to be doing with mine, is when you get some Java moss, the little grooves caused by the sandpaper will give it a little base to latch onto. And again, because it's my first video, I do apologise for the quality being a bit poor. Now once that's done, what you want to do is take your silicone and silicone gun. Obviously make sure that the silicone actually comes out, or because in my case it decided to dry whilst I was waiting. All good fun. Once you've got the little dry bit out at the end, it should then come out as it normally should. Obviously have a bit of paper to wipe on, and you want to put a bead of silicone down one length of the bigger bit of pipe, in my case. And then you want to take another piece of pipe, lay it in place, make sure it's where you want it to be, and push together. Then use the floor to make sure they're level, because you don't want wonky pipes in your tank. Then put another bead of silicone between the two bits of pipe, just to make it look a bit neater. And you can either dip your finger in water, or in my case just lick my finger, just to smooth it off. Any excess silicone, wipe on a piece of paper or sandpaper in my case. Do each edge just to make it look as neat as possible. And that's one part done. And as you can see, it leaves quite a nice finish between the pipes. Do the same on the other, well for me, I did the same on the other side and smoothed it down. Followed by a large amount of silicone then being put between the pipes, just to fill in the centre gap. Obviously again, wipe away any excess silicone, and then you just feed a large amount of silicone in. In fact, I ran 4 big beads of silicone in between the gap, just to make sure that it's all definitely filled in. Then the other bit of pipe, put on top, squeeze together just to fill in all the gaps. Make sure it's at the desired place you want it resting. And again, use your finger, lick it, or put it in water and wipe away excess silicone. Do this on both ends because, as you saw, there's quite a bit coming out. Now, what I done then was I propped the cave up so that I can put another bead of silicone between the pipes again, just to make it look a bit neater. And again, I've done the same thing using my finger. Well, with me, I licked it, but dip it in some water just to smooth it off. Repeat this on the other side. And once you've done that with both sides, you have a very, 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 very simple Pleco cave or shrimp cave. What you can do at a later date, once it's cured for 24 to 48 hours, is use a big chop saw and cut both ends down to make it a flush edge. And there you have it. Looking quite neat. Allow it to cure for 24 to 48 hours. Should be ready. Thank you for watching.